Vicky Willis yet obviously remembers the day she was break up of her sibling. I fair recall packaging all and receive in the vehicle. We cried. Down there was no departure behind, she says. I found it unjust since we hadn't made whatever incorrect to get separate. We fair got undertaken off and how was how. Vicky, now 19, was 4 persons while she and her 2 siblings went in thoroughness due to ignore. 5 years after, she was break of her older sibling Pip, to whom she was especially shut. She was found a accommodation close her sibling, in their infancy city, but Pip excited off to Oxford. She says she very struggled out of possessing her sibling to see following her. Vicky, who now lives in a mom and infant block in her couple-year-old child, Louis, says she was really envious of her sibling, who was manufacturing a new lifetime out of her. Her emphasis modified. She became chic. She modified. I didn't changing, but she had excited to a new region and a new household, she told. Down there are now more than rather than 70,000 family in thoroughness in England and Wales, and lot of them, love Vicky, include been break of siblings. While a trial makes a thoroughness procedure for a kid or brother team to go in thoroughness, the regional credibility later becomes accountable for them. Almost 2,500 brother groups, at low 5,000 family, are now break up in thoroughness. Information of 50 councils in England and Wales how answered to a Liberty of Data query showed. In 30 of the 50 councils, more than rather than 50% of brother groups had been break. In Islington, 73% of their brother groups are break up, in Oxfordshire he's 68% and 60% of brother groups are break in Cheshire Western and Chester. The household rights team has campaigned for more than family in thoroughness to be stored along in their siblings. Its head execution, Kathy Ashley, told while siblings who had skilled the identical things and backed every some were break up, how feeling of losing and heavy loss near the some injury can be insurmountable. Almost, regional authorities fight to discover carers who will get on a brother team, she told. He's a absence of significance may be creature located on how brother relation, but the cost of how is creature pay by such person family. She explainable down there were times while it was in a kid's top concern to be excited off of their brother team, for sample if they necessary consulting individually following injury, but how was not the rule. This rule should be how precedence is taking into account to brothers and sisters creature capable to dwell along love largest brothers and sisters, she told. David Simmons, prudent lead of the regional by the government associate, told councils believe compliance siblings along as a precedence. Down there's a £2bn financing gap in families' public thoroughness in England and necessarily house departure to include an effect on the way councils do their job, he told. He as well named on the family's secretary, Nadhum Zahawi, to hear to the vote of youthful human beings in thoroughness. Pip, the senior sibling, says she favored the household she was undertaken in by, but would include privilege to be in a various household if the siblings could include been stored along. Her encourage household plan to see following fair one kid, so it wasn't probable for Vicky to go in as so. Pip says of her junior sibling, we fair had a ties and we jammed along. We had every some's backs. We didn't include a nice public employee at the period so we had to trust on every some. Creature excited of a slight countryside to a big town. I was a 3-hour driving off of Vicky. I close off of all public services set up output. It wasn't the identical. Possessing your sibling down there and later the following min she's lost, is hard. Pip says how though it is hard for encourage parents, family should be stored along. This harm and price of brother division is way more rather than the blood pressure on a encourage parental to lift a brother team, she says.